let's talk about another truck. This is a really nice piece here. I've been wanting to do a review on this for quite some time, but I only actually just recently finished this truck up just about a year ago. I took it down to USTE this past year down there, and it was a pretty huge hit. And yeah, let's dive into it. So this truck here is a 1957 Ford 4x4, and it is a completely 100% scratch-built styrene body. I bought this truck off of a member from RC Crawler probably some almost 10 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer at this point. It was built by F-150 Highlift, or better known as his own name, Jeffrey Van Heusen. Friends with Jeff on Facebook. Jeff is an extremely talented scratch builder. Anything from full custom bodies to, existing modified bodies. I have a truck from him that he did. We can talk about that at some point. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about that real quick. This is another truck that Jeff did right here. This is a very custom Midnight Pumpkin that he did to mimic the Frankenstein monster truck. So, yeah, as you can see, Jeff is no noob to working with styrene and custom bodies and things like that. He does a fantastic job, and his work is really, second to none. He's one of probably the top 5 scratch builders I would consider him to be. So yeah, so this particular truck, he had posted this truck up for sale on RC Crawler many years back, and he was only selling it because I think he needed tires for his full-size truck or something at the time. It was in primer. It was on a Tamiya Highlift chassis, and it had RC channel axles under it, and he was asking I think it was like $1,200 or something at the time. Now at the time, that was, I thought it was reasonable because it was a full scratch-built body. I mean, there's only one of these, you know what I mean? It's not some production body. It's not a 3D print body or any of that stuff. Nothing against that. But the body, this body's very smooth. It's got an Automotive base coat clear coat paint job that my buddy at a body shop did for me. It's actually a Mopar Challenger color. I don't remember the code, but it's gorgeous. So when it went up for sale, I didn't really have the funds, that type of money to spend on something like that at the time. So I passed over it. I figured one of the ballers on there would probably scoop it up pretty quick. And they didn't. Then it was dropped to like $1,000, then to like $800, and then finally he dropped it to $600. And I was like, oh man, I got to scrape together the cash. Just got to jump on this, $600 for a custom built body's like unheard of, you know what I mean? So I scooped it from him, and of course, because I have really crappy luck, it was damaged in shipping. It broke the lower front valance, it broke the handle off the tailgate, and some other things got a little banged up on it, which was super discouraging because when he sent it to me, it was basically ready to go into paint, and naturally that wasn't going to be able to happen now. So I started fixing the body work on it. And then I ultimately, when I got it, pretty close to where it needed to be, I turned it over to my buddy at the body shop, and he took care of the rest of the paint for me on it, and body work and stuff. So, fast forward now, I did make some changes as far as how I originally got it. For starters, the RC channel axles were just terrible. They were very big and bulky. They just didn't look the part. They also had no steering at all. And they just, I hated them, really, honestly. They were terrible. So now it's got RC four-wheel drive K44 axles underneath it. So we've got a good steering angle. It's got custom built leaf packs from the Highlift. And I didn't want it to have like a super rock roller look to it. But, unfortunately with the arches and trying to find a good tire to wheel combo for it, I couldn't really get it to sit much lower than you see it now. And I feel like I got the stance on it pretty good. I would love for it to sit a little bit lower, but then I'd have to worry about running it and the tires rubbing the arches, and I don't want to have that be a problem. So I made some shock bracket mounts. It's got some RC four-wheel drive shocks in there. It's running an old school R2 transmission with just some regular, old Highlift style Tamiya drive shafts in there. On the front, it's got some Chatham CNC RC aluminum clodbuster bumpers that I made a custom mount, and they just so happen to fit the body really good, so that front bumper looks awesome. On the back, it's one of Mike's bumpers again. That was a clodbuster bumper that I made a custom mount. You got that mounted up. They just so happen to fit the body really good. I topped off the interior. It's all upholstered with stick-on felt from my Toyota days from doing dash rattles. And it's got some custom shifters in there from, I think it was the Ashimo Land Cruiser, which was the original predecessor to the RC four-wheel drive Jelani 2 Cruiser. I actually had one of those original bodies way back when, and I kept some of the parts and stuff from it. So interior's done nice. It's got a cool bench seat in there. I kept this build pretty simple. I didn't want to distract and take the attention away from the body, because that's really the highlight of the build. So I didn't get too crazy. I kept it kind of as like a, I guess what some would be considered to be like a resto mod. So I didn't do any wipers. I didn't even do door handles or anything like that. I kind of went with like that shaved look, if we'll call it that. And yeah, I wanted to keep it simple. Tires and wheels, as far as those go, we went with some RPP Gearhead RC 1.55 wheels. What I really like about these wheels are they kind of remind me of the old school style C's Clodbuster wheels, so I went with those. It's got RC four-wheel drive worn front hubs on there, and then it's got the new RC four-wheel drive, well, I should say newer RC four-wheel drive, TSL Swampers on there, which they're nice sticky compound, and they really, really look really great on the truck. They're not too big. They're proportionate to the body and all that. So yeah, this is a really cool build. I've had this one in the collection a really long time. It sat unfinished for forever. And last year for UST, with just everything going on in my life on a personal level, I just didn't really have time to finish. You can see up there in the corner, I've got that custom Toyota up there from Stone Age, which is still not done. But I wanted something new and different to take down to USTE with me, and I felt like this truck kind of fit the bill. So yeah. So I got a couple of small clips of it running with my buddy Brett at UST. I'm going to add those to the end of the clip here and check that out. Remember, if you're not already, remember to like and subscribe. Hit the bell if you want notifications. Check out the Instagram page, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks, guys.